The story is called, the name of the story is The Weaver Girl and the Cowherd. The Weaver. So maybe you remember Arachne, the first spider, and she wove a picture. So you have a loom, yeah? You have a loom with lines, and then you weave on the loom, okay? So Vioca, you weave, yeah? Sometimes. Like a big wooden thing, and you take the thread and you...
And roll up. Yes.
Weaving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not sewing.
No.
Weaving is big. Yeah. Okay? So the weaver girl and the cowherd. Okay? So a cowherd is a person who looks after cows. Yeah? So a cowherd has maybe 10, 20, 30 cows, and they look after. So cows moo. Yeah? So here is a cow. Oh no, this is a pig.
Pig?
That's not a cow. A cow has a very big nose. Oh, I can't draw a cow anymore. How do you draw a cow? Anyway, cows have
Yeah, milk.
Yeah? Okay.
Loon. Nói lộn.
And cows have black spots.
Loon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loon, no?
That is a loom.
Yeah.
This is a cow. Yeah. Okay. So a cowherd has many cows, yeah, and milks them and so on. Okay. So once upon a time in China. So this is in China. Okay, once upon a time in China. Actually, in heaven. So these are clouds, yeah? Clouds in the sky. Above the clouds is heaven, okay? So yeah, so this is, by the way, this is a loom. I've got to write loom. Okay? Beef, exactly. When you eat, it is beef, yeah. Okay? Cow. Beef is the food.
Yeah.
This is not beef.
Not beef, no.
Maybe. Now it's beef. Okay. So, above the clouds, in heaven, heaven is very... Oh, God lives in heaven. Yeah? So in heaven, there were 7 goddesses. So a goddess is a god, but female, a woman. Okay, so 7 female gods, 7 goddesses. Okay, so there were 7 goddesses, and the goddesses each had a job. Okay? Each had a job. So every goddess had a job. Okay? So one goddess made fire for the volcanoes. Okay, so this is like a mountain, yeah? A mountain. But sometimes a mountain explodes and has fire. And that is a volcano. Yeah, in English, a volcano. So one goddess made the fire for the volcanoes. So she was called fire maker. Okay? One goddess made snow. Yeah, so like in winter, you have and you make a snowman. Yeah. So one goddess made the snow. So she was snow maker. One goddess made the dew. So in the morning, maybe at 5 a.m., outside there is grass. Yeah? Grass.
Yes.
And on the grass, in the morning, at 5 a.m., it is wet. Yeah? At 5 a.m. on grass, there is like water. Yeah? That is dew. Dew. Okay? So one goddess put the dew, she poured the dew on the grass. So she was dew maker. Okay? One goddess painted the stars. Okay? So star painter was her name. So paint the stars like you have a star and you have to. Like Picasso, yeah? Paint the stars. Okay? One goddess put salt in the sea. So you have the sea, yeah? The ocean, like the Pacific, the Atlantic. And the sea is very salty. Okay? It has high sodium chloride. Yeah? So salt is like you put salt on food. So this goddess put salt in the sea, okay? For the fishes. So she was sea salter. One goddess painted the leaves in autumn. So you have a leaf, okay? And in autumn, the leaves are brown. Yeah? Yeah, and they fall down. Yeah, so they're brown. The leaves are not green, they are brown and then
Yeah.
So in autumn, like August to December. Okay? So one goddess, she painted the leaves brown. So she was called leaf painter. Leaf painter. The seventh goddess was very, very beautiful. Okay? So the seventh goddess number 7, the seventh goddess was Cloud Weaver. So the seventh goddess, she wove the clouds. Okay? So we have beautiful clouds in the sky because Cloud Weaver wove the clouds. Okay? So, one day, the goddesses were talking, and they were very, very bored. Okay? They were bored, like, how long? Oh my God. Oh, bored. Okay, they wanted to do something. So, one goddess, Firemaker, said, let's go down to Earth. So, yeah, this is Earth. So, let's go down to Earth. Okay? But the goddesses had a mother. Okay? A mother. So the goddess's mother was the Empress of Heaven. So remember last week we did the empty pot, and there was the Emperor of China. So the head, the king of the empire. Okay? So there was like the British Empire before, yes. There's the Emperor, and the Empress is a female emperor. Okay? Cleopatra, exactly.
Wow.
Cleopatra was the Empress of Egypt. Yeah, so she was the Empress of Heaven. Okay? And the Empress of Heaven was very, very strict. Very strict. Don't sit up. Yeah? Don't use your phone. Okay, strict. Very, very strict. Okay? So the Empress of Heaven said, you cannot go down to heaven. Sorry, go down to earth. Do not go down to earth. Okay? So the goddesses talked, and Cloudweaver really wanted to go to earth. Okay? And Cloudweaver said, I know a lake. Okay? I know a lake. There is a lake. So a lake is like a big, big, big pond. Okay? So a lake like Lake Michigan, Lake... Other lake... Sorry?
Baikal.
Yeah,
In
Baikal.
Svizzera, Lugano. Big.
Yeah,
Nine.
I can't remember the name
No.
of English, but yeah, a
In
big
Chicago,
part
big
of,
lake.
exactly, yeah, big water.
Big.
Okay, big area of water. Not, okay, the sea, the ocean is really big. A lake is closed. Yeah. So on Earth, Cloudweaver knew a lake, and the lake was between some mountains. So in the middle of some mountains, okay? The humans, the people, cannot see the lake, okay? So the lake is secret.
Oh.
The lake is hidden, okay? So Cloudweaver said, let's go down to the lake and swim. No humans, no people will see us, okay? Fantastic. So, the goddesses went down to the lake. Meanwhile, means at the same time. Okay? So this happened, and at the same time, this happened. Okay? So meanwhile, there was a young lad. Okay? A young lad. A lad is like a boy. Young lad is maybe 18 to 23. Yeah? A young lad. Okay? And this young lad had no friends.
Oh.
Okay? And no family. Ooh. But he did have a cow. Okay? So his name was Cowherd. Okay? It's a very bad name. Hi, I'm Cowherd. Okay,
Not
so
Bob.
that was his name.
Bob?
Not Bob, no, his name was Cowherd. Okay? And the cow's name was Bessie. Now, Bessie was a big, fat cow. And Bessie was a really good cow. Okay? Every day, Bessie worked in the fields. So remember in one-eyed, two-eyed, three-eyed, she worked in the fields, and then the goat was a table. And she made
Yeah.
So in the fields there are bushes, and you drive a tractor. Yeah, you drive a tractor in the field. So every day Bessie worked in the fields. And every day Bessie produced delicious milk. Okay? She made. Okay, she made delicious
Milk.
Yeah. Delicious. Delicious. Delicious milk. So milk. Yeah, you milk a cow and you drink the milk.
Yeah.
Okay? So Bessie was a really good cow. But Cowherd was lonely. Okay? Lonely. Remember, Cowherd had no friends. He wanted friends. So Cowherd talked to Bessie. Yeah? Bessie was his one friend. Okay? Every day, Cowherd looked up at the clouds. Okay? And he said, I wonder who makes the clouds. I wonder is like, I don't know, but I wonder. Just thinking. Yeah, I think. I wonder it's like, I ask myself. Yeah, I ask myself. Who makes the clouds? Okay? Because the clouds were beautiful. So every day, Cowherd, he put his arm around Bessie and he said, I wonder who makes the clouds. And one day, Bessie replied. She replied. He said something, she said something. Yeah? One day, Bessie replied, and she said, I know who makes the clouds. I know who makes the clouds. And Cowherd, Bessie, you can talk. You can talk. And Bessie said, yes, I am a magic cow. Okay, a special cow. Okay? And Bessie said, Cloud Weaver makes the clouds. Okay? Cloud Weaver is a goddess in heaven. Okay? And Bessie said, tonight, maybe 7 p.m., the goddesses are coming down to a lake to swim. Okay? So the goddesses. Okay? The goddesses went to swim.
Together.
When the goddesses swim,
Yeah.
so the goddesses all have wings.
Yeah.
Wings to fly. Yeah? When the goddesses swim, they will take off their wings. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? So all the goddesses will take off. They will remove their wings. Remove just means take off. Yeah? And Bessie said, if you steal Cloud Weaver's wings, she will marry you. Okay? So if you steal Cloud Weaver's wings, she will marry you. And then Bessie said, I am dying. I am dying. Yeah? I am dying. I am not dead, but soon I will die. Okay? I am dying. Take my skin. Okay? So cow skin is leather. Yeah? Take my skin because my skin is magic. Okay? And then Bessie died. Okay? And Cowherd was very sad. Bessie was his only friend. But Cowherd wanted to see Cloud Weaver. So he went to the lake, and he saw the wings, but he was about to steal Cloudweaver's wings. He was about to steal. So he did not, he was about to, but then he saw Cloudweaver. So he was about to steal, and then he saw Cloudweaver, and he didn't steal. Because Cloudweaver was so beautiful. She was amazingly beautiful. So he could not steal. Okay, he felt, oh, no, I can't steal. Okay? So here was Cowherd. And then Cloudweaver saw Cowherd. Okay? And she went to Cowherd. Okay? And her hair was longer than that, yeah. Okay? And Cowherd said, he knelt and he said, I am sorry. I was about to steal your wings. Okay? But Cloudweaver said, it's okay. Yeah? You did not steal my wings. And Cloudweaver said, shall we go for a walk? Shall we is like let's, yeah? Shall we go for a walk? Do you want to come and walk with me? Yeah? Shall we go for a walk? So Cloudweaver and Cowherd went for a walk, and they fell in love. Okay? They fell in love. So, the 6 goddesses went up to heaven, but Cloudweaver did not go up to heaven. Cloudweaver stayed on earth. Okay? And Cowherd and Cloudweaver, they got married and they had a house. It's a lovely bed. Okay? So here's Cloudweaver, here's Cowherd, and they had 2 children. Okay? They had 2 children. But one day, Cloudweaver woke up, and Cloudweaver, oh no, Cloudweaver was terrified. Okay? Terrified, really, really scared. So Cowherd said, why are you scared? And Cloudweaver said, I had a dream. Okay? I had a dream. So remember in One-Eyed, Two-Eyed, Three-Eyed, the girl dreamed about an old man. So a dream is when you sleep and you see like a film in your head. Yeah? So I had a dream about my mother, the Empress of Heaven. She knows that I am here. And Cowherd was, confused. Right? Why did she not know before? Right? Because Cowherd and Cloudweaver, they lived together for like 10 years. Right? They lived for 10 years. And now her mother knows. Why did her mother not see before? Okay? So Cloudweaver explained. She explained. She said, okay, this is why. she told him why. In heaven, time passes slowly. Okay? So, this is a clock in heaven, and this is a clock on earth. Okay? And in heaven, time passes more slowly. So it maybe goes, but in earth, time passes quickly. Yeah? So, 100 days on, 1 day on earth is 100 days in heaven. So 1 day on earth is 100 days in heaven. Okay? So in heaven, 10 years is maybe like 10 months. I don't know. My maths is very bad. Okay? So now my mother, she knows. And my mother is furious. Furious, very, very angry. So my mother will take me. And Cowherd said, stay here. But Cloudweaver said, no, my mother is very dangerous. Yeah, very dangerous, very evil. Okay? If I stay here, my mother will attack you. Okay? So, they had a difficult day. At night, in the night, Cloudweaver disappeared. Yeah? Cloudweaver disappeared. She disappeared. She left. She went to heaven. Okay? So, Cowherd woke up and he saw that Cloudweaver was gone. She had disappeared. So, of course, Cowherd and the 2 children were very sad. But then, Cowherd remembered. He remembered Bessie's skin. He remembered the magic skin, okay? So he took his children and they wrapped the skin around them. They wrapped all around, wrap the skin around them. Yeah. So they pulled the skin around them, and then they started to float. So, float is like fly, but you fly with wings. Yeah, float, you just, like in space, astronauts float. Okay? So they started to float upwards towards heaven. Okay? So they went up to the clouds, and they went through the clouds, okay? But then the Empress of Heaven saw them. So the Empress of Heaven, she waved her hands, waved her hands, and suddenly a river appeared. Okay, a river. And actually, this was a river of stars. So the river of stars. Okay? And when Cowherd stepped in the river, he sank. Okay? So if he went in the river, he sank. Okay? So Cowherd and the children could not cross the river. So cross, to go across. They could not cross the river. Okay? And on the other side was Cloudweaver. Okay? And the Empress of Heaven said, "Stupid mortal, foolish mortal." Foolish means stupid, like boo. Okay, foolish. Okay, foolish mortal. So maybe you remember in Arachne, the first spider, a mortal is not a god, because a mortal can die. Okay? So gods do not die, but mortals die. Okay? So stupid human, foolish mortal. This river separates. So separates means it keeps apart. Yeah? It separates. So for example, you have one thing, you have another thing, and this separates them. Yeah? So this river separates heaven and earth. Yeah? So on one side is heaven, on the other side is earth, and the river separates them. So no mortal can cross. Only gods can cross the river of stars. Mortals cannot cross the river. Okay? So Cowherd was very sad. Okay? And of course Cloudweaver was very sad. But Cowherd and Cloudweaver loved each other very much. Okay? Every day Cloudweaver talked about Cowherd, and her mother, okay. So on one night, she made an exception. She made an exception. So normally, Cloudweaver and Cowherd could not meet. But on one night, the Empress of Heaven made an exception. On one night, it was different. Okay? On one night, the 25th of April, on the 25th of April, thousands of birds flew to the river. Okay? Okay? So, thousands. So thousands means like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Thousands of birds flew to the river and made a bridge. So a bridge is like the Millennium Bridge. Yeah, you have water, and the water goes under, and the bridge you walk over. Like in Sorry? Like in the three goats, they went over the bridge. Okay? So the birds made a bridge. And on that night, Cowherd and Cloudweaver stood on the bridge. They stood on the bridge and they held hands and they kissed and they hugged. Okay, but only on that night. Now, legend has it. Legend has it means, do you remember legend? A legend is like a big story in a culture, like King Arthur, yeah? Legend has it means the legends say, okay? Legend has it, if you go to this lake on the 25th of April and you listen, you can hear Cloudweaver and Cowherd talking, okay? But only on this night. And this night is called Qixi, okay? So this is a big festival in China, okay? The end.